looking real crazy today. It's okay. So the first thing is a new one I have been trying. This one's not necessarily a fave. This is one I've been trying for probably a week and a half or two, and it is the NYX Marshmellow Primer. It's almost like it reminds me of the No Problem Primer, but also it's more whipped, but not quite as silicone-y. It feels a little more moisturizing. And I forgot to say, I've already prepped with the Revolution 10% niacinamide, 1% zinc. And I've been using this because I've been having some breakouts. Hormonal. Usually when it's around here, it's hormonal to help with hyperpigmentation. And then because the foundation I'm going in with is pretty matte, I'm using the Touch of Water Cream. I have a sample of it. I like it. A little bit goes a long way with this. So I do my eyes first, but I put my primer on and it gives it a chance to settle and do its thing while I do my brows. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit while I do my eyes and we get a real good look of my 5 head. So the Marshmellow Primer is $17, which seems like a lot, but you can buy the sample size, which is like a little tube, and it is $7. And that way you kind of get an idea of whether you like that or not. So the first brow product, this one's a fave, and it is the Essence Micro Precise Eyebrow Pencil. It is waterproof, and it is one of my favorite brow pencils, and it is only $2.99. And check out how tiny that little tiny pencil is. So I'm gonna go in and sketch out my brow, and then we'll move on to the next product. Now the only thing about this one is that it does not have a spoolie, but for $2.99 I can use one I already have. So next is my Pear Soap. I have tried tons of brow products that were soap brows, but still to this day, Pear's, there's nothing like it. So I take a little bit of setting spray, I spray it. I use a little makeup brush that you can find on Amazon or Beauty Supply, and I just kind of roll it around on it, and I go in and I blend out my pencil and set my brows. And you can find the Pear Soap at Dollar Tree for $1, and it will last you forever. I just keep it in a little Ziploc bag with my little brush. So next up is the NYX Lift and Snatch. And I am using 2 shades. I use the shade Ash Brown and I use the shade Espresso, depending on what I'm looking for that day. So if you want a cooler one, go with Ash Brown. And Espresso is a little warmer and a little darker, but it's nice to use sometimes 2 different colors to give it more of a realistic look. I know this is a lot for doing brows, but I murdered my brows. Time of death was around June 11th, 1995. I thought I was Drew Barrymore and Nia Long, so we're not going to talk about it. So I just go in with the brow pen and I start making little hairs. I'm gonna take a little bit of my concealer and just clean up those edges a little bit. Now I'm just gonna take my brush and blend out that concealer. So the next item I want to talk about is the NYX HD High Definition Eyeshadow Base, and this is a favorite. Now this does not give a whole lot of coverage, but it's a dupe for the Urban Decay primer potion. Put a little bit on. Don't go overboard with it. If you have oily lids, it will not work out in your best interest. And I'm using the AOA Studio High Def brush, the E107 from Shop Miss A. This line is awesome, and they are only $1 each. And as you can see, it's not a lot of coverage. It does even things out just a little bit. Now, I'm really excited to share this one with you. So this one is not drugstore technically, but it is drugstore prices. And if you have a beauty supply near you and you frequent the beauty supply, you are familiar with Nicka K, and this is their Sugarcoat palette. Now, I dropped mine. So this is the beautiful color story. Now, this was $10.99, but I have found it online for as little as $5.99. So let's do a quick look with this, and I'll come back and we'll see how it works. Wow, so that actually performed really, really well. I'm gonna take a little more primer and clean up the edges. I don't always do that, but it got a little crazy. So I'm really impressed with this. $5, $6, $6 to $10. We will come back to the eyes after we do the rest of the face. So I'm gonna zoom back out. Next up, so we have the new Maybelline Superstay. This was very popular for a while, but now they have a new packaging. Now it says 30 hour. I am not sure what the difference is, but it also now says activewear, but it says it's lightweight, breathable, sweat resistant. So we will check out those claims. I'll update in the comments how it wore, but we're gonna try this today. I'm gonna start with 2 pumps and we'll see if this is my shade. It's hard to tell because I'm so pale, but I did self tan a little bit last night, so my neck's a little bit darker than my face, so we'll see. I'm going in with my favorite foundation brush, which is the AOA Studio High Def brush. It reminds me of the Sigma High Def brushes, which, yeah, I have this one from Sigma, the one that's pointy like this. So it kind of reminds me of that. It just doesn't have both the beveled sides. So let's put this on my face and hope it's not too dark. I'm going to go ahead and, this little trick I like to do, it just helps my makeup wear longer. So we'll go ahead and talk about the setting spray. This is the LA Girl Fix and Set Makeup Setting Spray. And in my opinion, it is a dupe for the MAC Fix Plus, which I actually have here. This works just as well, guys. So it's got a great mister on it, but I do this and then I press my foundation in with my sponge. And actually, this is a tip from Jackie Aina. It's one of her ways that she makes her makeup last longer and keep the oils at bay. It looks pretty good. I actually like it better than the original. And it's not a bad color for me now that I have self-tan. And this one is 120 Classic Ivory, which is still super pale. So up next we have the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer. This one is $10.49. To me, this is probably the closest dupe, let's say, would be the NARS Creamy Concealer, but this one just sits really well on my skin. It's not too dry, gives a little bit of a highlight, conceals really well. And I'm gonna go in with a concealer brush. Okay, so we have some brightness and I'm really happy with the coverage. It does crease a little bit in the beginning, but you just pat it out before you set it. Pretty. So now we're going in with another favorite, and that is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I have the shade 05 Fair, and this is a new one. So I'm gonna tap a little into the lid. And I like this one because it gives a little bit of coverage. It's fine enough, but it's not so fine that it flies everywhere and looks crazy, if that makes sense. So on my Real Techniques Duo Fiber Brush, I'm gonna set under my eyes. I'm gonna set the other areas of my face that I need it most. Now I'm not setting the rest of my face because we're going to use some cream products. Up next we have a new product. So I have the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer and I'm using the shade Feeling Shady. And I actually got mine as a contour. So this is the color. This will look ashy on anybody who is not as pale as I am. But I have the e.l.f. Putty Brush. It's a little duo fiber. It's got my own hair in it. But I'm going to contour with this. This comes in 8 shades and there are some for deeper skin, which is always a good thing when they're inclusive. And I've seen some great reviews on these and they're only $6. So let's try this out. I don't know if I like that or not. It's okay. We'll see how the rest of it sits, but it's looking a little weird and patchy. I don't think I'm a fan. Up next are 2 favorite blushes. First with the Flower Blush Balm, and this is in the shade Pinched. And my favorite way to use these is to put a little bit on the back of your hand, about that much. And I'm gonna use a Bethanylinn brush and apply this up here. This one might be a little too fair, a little more alive. So let's go in with another favorite, which is the e.l.f. Putty Blush. And this one is in the shade Bora Bora. It's pretty pink. And I'm going to use a different Putty Blush brush. And I like to put my blush up a little bit high. Next is another favorite. This is the Flower Beauty Heatwave bronzer. And I love a glowy bronzer. And this one just has the prettiest consistency. An Aesthetica P12. Swirl it around and bronze up a little bit. Let's see how it's glowy, but it's not like, I don't know, it's not totally crazy. I like a glowy bronzer, so let's talk about some highlighters. I Heart Revolution is not very dependable for me. They're kind of hit or miss. But one I have been liking for a long time is the Rose Gold Glow. And it has a goldish color and a pink color in here. And I really, really love both the colors. And I'm gonna use a Beau Gaucher tapered highlighter. And I have an affiliate code with them. I do earn a little bit of money, but they are great brushes. I found them in Ipsy. They make my favorite cut crease brush. And I bought like 3 of them and delved into more of their brushes, and they're so good. And while we're here, I'm going to use that for my inner corner and my brow bone. Okay, I'm gonna zoom back in, finish the eyes, and then we'll talk about liner. Okay, so I just added some of the colors from the top onto the bottom. Now I'm gonna add a favorite, which is the LA Girl Shockwave liners. This one's in the shade Pop. The next favorite is going to be the NYX Epic Ink, and I actually prefer the one that's got the brush tip because it's waterproof. I have very watery eyes, and this one just works better for me. I like how thin the brush is. It's very thin. So I'm going to pop some of this on and I'll be right back. Okay, now I have two new mascaras. The first one is the Big Poppa by Wet n Wild, and the second one is the viral Sky High mascara from Maybelline. And I got the waterproof. Again, I have very weepy eyes, I have allergies, so I need a waterproof. Also, being on stage, the lights, I need waterproof. So I tried these out yesterday, and I don't love this one on its own, but I feel like the Sky High doesn't give enough volume. But I did find that this one first, the Sky High second, it's a very good combo. This is the brush for Big Poppa, and it's just kind of juicy and like big. And I don't know what the taper in the middle is for. This one retails for $4.98. Now the Sky High, I like the brush on it a lot better. It is one of those plastic, very floppy kind of brushes, but it does separate, and I feel like this lengthens better. And this one retails for $8.98, and I got it at CVS for 40% off. If you check CVS right now, all their Maybelline is 40% off. But like I said, the combo of these two is really good. Now, some lashes I've been enjoying are the Kiss Lash Couture Naked Drama, and these are in the style Ruffle, and they're just very wispy. They're long and pretty, but I'm gonna pop these on with my favorite lash glue, and I have to go get it, but I'm gonna put a picture in here. This stuff is $2.99. I get it at my beauty supply. It's the best I've tried. You can order it on Amazon. It honestly lasts so long. It's waterproof. I can cry. My lashes don't come up. It's amazing. So I'm gonna put these lashes on and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I'm gonna show you the lashes. They're very fluffy and pretty. These are good if you want something a little more dramatic, but not too dramatic. So up next we have the Kokie Lip Pencil. These are one of my favorites from the drugstore. I actually got this at Kroger. This is Dusty Rose, and it retails for $5.99. Okay, so I filled them in a little bit. Up next, I have two lip products for us. I have the new, and I have not tried these yet. It's the new Wet n Wild Cloud Pout, and I have the shade Cotton Candy Skies, where we're gonna add this on. And it's very comfortable and kind of squishy. These do not dry down. Now the next thing I noticed were these Wet n Wild lipsticks. And this one is called No More Drama, and it's a much lighter pink. And I'm just going to add this to the center. This one is matte and it does dry down. So now I'm going to take some of my LA Girl setting spray and go ahead and spray down the rest of my face. Do something to this hair and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, so that was a full face of new Drugstore and my favorites. I hope you learned something interesting. I hope you found something new that maybe you want to try, and I hope you enjoyed the look. I thought it came out great. Talk about some of my favorites. I'm super impressed with this, mainly because of the price I paid for it. It performed really, really well. So I'm gonna check out more of Nicka K. I've got some of these eyeliners that I got at the beauty supply, as well as the lashes I always get at beauty supply. So yeah, check this out. It's worth it. The Shockwave liners are a favorite. I wasn't super impressed with the bronzer. I think maybe I need to try a different brush next time, but I'm going to try a different technique and see if I like it better. Could be the color too. I got the lightest color, but I am really fair. I really like these Wet n Wild lipsticks. I'm a big fan of their lip products to begin with. The Cloud Pout is a little weird, but I'm going to keep trying it. I like the colors. It was nice trying some of my old favorites like the Fit Me powder. So far, it's been probably an hour and a half, and the foundation still looks really good. I think I'll try it tomorrow when I have to lead worship and under the lights and all that, because I usually have on makeup for about 14 hours on Sunday, so we'll see how it lasts. I'll wear it tomorrow and I'll report in the comments. Let me know what other videos you guys are interested in. Tutorials. Do people still like tutorials? I have no idea. This was almost a brow tutorial as far as the length of time it takes me to do my brows. Keep the suggestions coming. Don't forget to watch my makeup and music. I will see you next time. Don't forget to like, comment, please subscribe, share if you're able to. It really helps me out a lot. And you are loved, you are treasured, and I will see you next time. Bye.